Welcome back to Crepe Myrtle Journals. Today I'm going to make some more foam stamps. I have made these in the past. Here is an example of one I made probably 4 or more years ago. And I gifted this stamp to someone, so I don't have it anymore. So I decided to make another one. A friend graciously gave me some art foam, and I turned it into a stamp that looks like a thistle. So I just made that one today. And I'm almost finished making another one. Here's some more examples of ones I've done on wood blocks, like children's letter blocks. I put art foam on each side, or like 3 out of 4 sides, to make stamps. And I'm in the middle of finishing one right now, and I thought I would bring you along to see the end of it. I have cut out this, it's supposed to look like a stylized flower, and I wanted it to fit on this piece of cardboard, as this will be like the back of the stamp, the firm surface. So I've cut almost all of it out, and I only have a tiny bit more, and I thought I'd just do the last bit on camera if I can find my tiny scissors, which here they are. Manicure scissors that are curved make a really good art tool when you're doing tiny things like this. So the last piece is this little corner, and I thought I would just finish it and then glue it down to show you the whole process without making you watch a long time of cutting out this art foam. So this is the last little curly Q right here. So I kind of drew a design on here. I'm going to add this curly Q somewhere. I might add another curly Q if I want to. We'll see. So I'm going to glue this down and then test it out. I need to decide which side I want to do. I'm feeling like the other side will be, this is the side I was looking at when I was doing it. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down with silicone glue. And then test it out. So I'm going to try to hit every little bit. Let me make sure you guys are in frame. Yeah. To make sure it is covered. I found the silicone glue works really well because it has a little bit of give and is not brittle. And that way the rubber stamp can, or the foam, I guess, can press into paper. I'm going to have to move quickly so this doesn't dry. But after I made foam stamps more than 3 years ago, I'd been using those foam stamps for a while, and I realized I just need to get some more art foam and make some more because it was so satisfying. I'm in between journals right now, and that's a really fun time to do embellishments, ephemera, rubber stamps, stenciling, making little envelopes and things that will fit into a journal. But I am in the middle of selecting pages for another journal. And I had shown it the cover probably a month ago, and it has a bird on the front. Here it is, made with some fabric. And my husband suggested calling it Flight and Flowers. So it'll be birds, bees, butterflies, and of course flowers. So I've been working on collecting pages for that, embellishing the pages a little bit before sewing the pages into the signature. And I'm working on the thought process behind another journal for a friend who is expecting a grandchild. So I'm going to make her a grandmother journal where she can write thoughts and prayers for her grandchild. And so I need to work on that too. Okay, when I put this down, I think I'm going to gently spread it out so I can tell. This is kind of going to be corner to corner a little bit. But I want to spread this out a smidgen so you can see that it's supposed to be like stamen in the middle of a flower. Let me get that all gently pressed down. I think I'm going to add this curly Q. I'm trying to remember where. I think I might have thought about doing it here. Either that direction or that direction. I think I like it better over there, but I gotta decide if I'm gonna make it curl that way or curl that way. Doesn't make too much of a difference. I think I will go this way, in which case I want to make the angle of this a little bit more angled that way. I better press that while it's wet. Ooh, see, it's moving around. Don't want it to move around too much. Is that what I just decided? Or no, I've forgotten what I just decided. Actually, I think I'll go that way. Well, it's cooling off here in Arkansas. You can tell that fall is coming. Today was so pleasant in the 70s, and that's the forecast for the rest of the week. 70s, 80s in the daytime, and 60s and 50s at night, which is delightful. Okay, I'm going to do a little trial run in just a minute with this, but first I'm going to play around with my other new one. I'll let this one dry for just a minute, and I'll play around with the other one I just made. And I'm going to put something underneath here to protect my page here. Piece of paper to protect. I've got some coffee dyed index cards and some coffee dyed paper, which will be this was on an index card that was coffee dyed. So that's my prototype. And I'm going to use a variety of purples and greens here. I think I've got olive green. And I just use the brush tip on, let's see, I'm going to use a different purple this time. I use the brush tip on markers that have a brush tip if I don't have a rubber stamp, or if I really want to make the impression two colors. And I kind of paint it outward to kind of make it, I don't know if you can tell in this one, it leaves a slightly faded center, and I kind of like the way that looks. It has some ink in the center, but it's heavier along the edges. Just trying to paint it in a good way. And then this one, well, I'll start with one and see how it looks. I kind of have a crosshatch along the bottom of this flower right here, which I'm hoping looks kind of thistle-like, but you can't see it very well the first time I did it. So let's see if I can do a better impression. And I've got to work fast because the purple starts drying before I can get the green down. Oh, this green seems very dry, but maybe it's darker than I realize. So just paint the foam. I can tell that some of the foam is moving, like I didn't get enough glue under there, so I may have to go back and put a little more glue around the edges. And I have had some success sometimes kind of breathing on this to make it a little moist with my breath, water vapor. Let's see how this looks. Not bad. I can kind of see a crosshatch, but I don't think I like the darker color, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to do a lighter purple and the same green again. And I might just put another impression along the side. Oh, I meant to do a second generation stamp. Let's see, I might put a little hair inside. Yeah, I wanted to kind of make some faint impressions around the edges with what little ink was left. Okay, I like that, but I think I can do better. I think I will do a paler pink, a paler purple. I'm gonna find the brush tip here. Okay. What was the first one I did? This one's called something lilac. Lovely lilac. Wisteria Wonder. I think I'm going to do Lovely Lilac again because I think I liked that color better. You can press your foam stamp into an ink pad, but I want more than one color, so this is the best way I can think to do it. When you use your markers, you increase the number of colors you have an option for. Okay, let's see how fast I can do this. I'm not seeing the detail very much on like the thistle-y kind of texture on the flower, nor am I seeing very many lines on the leaf. So I may, oh yeah, I'm seeing lines on that leaf. I take that back. I'm gonna put this on the one side like that. Yeah, I can see lines on the leaf, and actually I can see the crosshatch a little bit on that thistle. Okay, I think I will do, that's okay. I'm not crazy about that, but I think I will do a little bit more around the edges. I might just do one that has a lot of thistle all over the edges. Yeah, I think I'll do one that has, and I might choose another pale purple. I think I have one that's even paler than that. This one is almost amethyst. Yeah, this one's much paler. Let's see. And then I'll play around with the other one and see if it's dry enough. The one I just finished cutting out. I hope this inspires whoever's watching to get some art foam and try this yourself. You can tell that these are very primitive. They're not perfect. You can even see how I kind of gouged out that side trying to cut it out after I had glued it down. But that the results are still so satisfying and I think look really neat. It would be a neat journaling card to write on. Oh, you know what? After all that painting on there, I was going to stick to just the edges, so I will just not worry about the green that I just did. A little green is fine, but I'm going to keep adding some color to this. I can tell that a little bit of the dark from the previous stamping is still on there, and that's fine. Kind of looks two-toned. Okay, so I'm mostly focusing on the flowers here, just doing a flower edge. Losing grip here. Oh yeah, I like that. So I'm just going to keep going around until I just can't get any ink off of this. And then I might add one or two really dark ones just to make it stand out. And I might add a little bit of that green just for fun. Yeah, that green looks pretty. Okay, that is very rough. Let's see if I can get another impression of third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh generation. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Now I'm going to make one really heavy, maybe in that corner. Yeah, I can tell my little petals are not stuck all the way down, but it doesn't, see they're moving around a little bit, my little ends of my flower petals, very thin flower petals, but that's okay. It doesn't really inhibit the impression at all. Okay, let's see how dark that is. I might put a little darker around the edges for fun. Oh, I think that would be really pretty. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do like lightly on the edges. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in that corner as a pop of a darker color. Oh yeah, that looks really good. I might do another one down here, the second generation, and see what I got. Neat. Okay. Okay, now this is what I've got so far with that new stamp I made. Just a piece of cardboard and some art foam. I work at a school and a teacher gave me a huge sheet of art foam and I told her I could make so many rubber stamps out of that, or foam stamps. So that's the first example, and now I'm going to test out. Now I might do that on the other side a little bit too, just so it looks pretty when someone's pulling that out of the journal to write on it. Okay, that's the first example, and now I'm going to test out this one. And you know, I think I will use a stamp pad because it would take a long time to get all the details on that. So I'm going to choose a purple. Let's stick with the purple theme here. Or maybe I'll start with green and I'll move to purple. I'll start with green, then I'll move to purple. So this is my, and I may lay it on there like this. I need to make one imprint to glue onto the back of my cardboard so I know what this is. Kind of like my foam flower. You know, I glued one on the other side to show what it is. So I need to do that with each one of these. Okay. I cannot see whether or not there's any ink on there. It might just be that it's hard to see against the purple. Let me get one of these. Okay. All right, here is the test. The arm of my camera is on the table, so I'm sorry if that is moving around a lot. Huh, that's interesting. Although these are much further apart than I thought they would be. Not bad. Okay, it is not a lot of ink on there, so I think I'll switch to the purple. That will probably show up better. Oh yeah, I can already see the ink on it so well. Let's see if I can get it all covered. And whoa, it's very sticky. That's very inky. Wow. Okay, does it see ink everywhere? Yes, I do. Okay, this will be a lot better impression. Oh wow, that looks cool. It doesn't look very flowerish, but that's okay. Maybe I'll do the second generation on this one. Still looks kind of dramatic. I can imagine if I did a pattern across one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Oh, that looks really neat. The second generation I think looks better. I might add some more to that corner. Oh, look, it looks like an outline. I like that. Let me see my piece of index card. I might just add whatever's left on here onto my index card. Oh, that looks really neat. Looks kind of faded. I think I'll do the back side too. Oh, that looks so cool. Wow, there was a lot of ink on there. I think I'll do that one more time on this index card. Oh, that's neat. It looks like an outline. I wonder if I can get another curly Q there. I might just add a little bit of different color purple just for a minute to add a little oomph to the edges like these. Oh yeah, that, oh my word, I almost nailed that exact. I landed in the same spot. That I could never have done on purpose in a million years. Yeah, I think I'll keep adding a little bit of color just to make it pop a little bit. Maybe I'll do the curly Q part because that's kind of more interesting. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Well, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to in the center. I wanted it to look like little stamens, but they look too wide in the center. Maybe if I had pushed these little parts together more. But it's not bad, and I can play around with it and maybe make it a background page. So these are the examples with that new foam stamp. And maybe I'll play around with my rose for a second. On my last one, maybe I will play around and make a red rose on my last index card. This is a foam stamp from the past. Move these guys away. Come on, move. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty. And I might do a second generation on the back. That way someone could write on this as a journaling card. Oh, that's pretty. And I might just make it a little darker with a red marker. Sometimes I go back and add some details to make it look even deeper in the middle. Just add some lines. Just following the original stamp as my guide, kind of widen my lines a little bit, like adding depth to it, which is really a lot of fun. It's almost like a coloring page, but it's your own drawing that you are enhancing. This is completely random, not thought out, where I'm shading it. I mean, sometimes I have tried to think it out, but right now I'm just playing. And sometimes I just do the corners and edges of each section. And I think that looks, gives it more depth and interest. All right, so I hope that you will consider cutting out some foam and making your own stamps. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will just show you a little sneak peek at my birds. What was it? Flight and Feather book. That's the inside and outside cover. I'm going to add some pockets and such, but I've got 3 signatures going, and I think I'm going to add another. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great beginning of your October.